I wish you could see this. My wife Donna is out there painting. She's up and down that ladder, moving drop cloths, lifting paint cans, reaching, trying to cover as much as she can as fast as she can. Boy, she is a hard worker. But you know, she's so intent on getting everything done in one day that she may be overdoing it. She's probably straining herself in all kinds of ways. I know her. In a couple of hours, she'll be tired, sore, and stiff. But isn't that true of a lot of us? Sometimes we work so hard that we forget we have limits, and we may not pay attention to how we're working, like Donna out there. We know that relaxation will help us handle stress. But what about when we're active? How can we protect ourselves, especially our backs, when we're doing something physical? Well, we can meet those physical challenges head-on with something called the position of strength. It's a basic, powerful body posture. Here's a videotape to show you what I mean. All of these figures are positioned in a similar way. Do you see anything in common? Notice how their backs are straight, their knees are bent. They're really using their stomach and thigh muscles and keeping their arms close to their body. This karate stance is a perfect example of the position of strength. It really shows the energy and power of the position. Every figure looks like they have total control over their movements. Why is that? Well, let's look at what makes up the position of strength. First, my back is straight and my chest is up like this. I still have that slight lower back curve that helps protect my back. The next thing I need to do is bend my knees slightly to give me what's called thigh power. I can feel it. As soon as I bend my knees, my thigh muscles flex. It's really important to use these muscles to take the strain off my back. The next area is my stomach. They call it stomach power, and I could use more of it. The stomach or abdominal muscles are really the center of my body, and they're very important to supporting my back muscles. Finally, in the position of strength, I want to keep whatever I'm doing close to my body. You see, I'm much stronger here in the position of strength than like this in the position of weakness. So I want to take advantage of the leverage by keeping the load close. So this is the position of strength. And so is this, with one foot back. And this, the classic baseball stance. The position of strength is one of the most efficient and powerful body postures there is. It's used by athletes all the time, and it seems to me that if this idea is used in sports, we should use it in every movement we make. Take a look at this. These are shots of people using the position of strength in everyday situations. This fellow is rolling a doer, and he's really using the position of strength. This shot shows how this person decided to bend his knees and get into the position of strength, instead of just bending at the waist. This fellow has it right. His back is straight, his knees are bent, and the load is close to his body. Well, I could go on, but you get the idea. Anytime you're reaching, lifting, pushing, or pulling, use the position of strength and move using your power center. Now it's your chance to get involved again. Stand up if you would and try the position of strength for yourself. Okay, everyone up. You just need a little room. Now, straighten your back, keep your chest forward a little, bend your knees a bit, tighten your stomach, and pull your arms in close to your body. Do you feel comfortable? If not, just relax a little in the position of strength. Then try this. Just imagine you're involved in a tug of war. Someone has just handed you the rope and challenged you to a pull. Now, how would you stand? Okay, try it now. If you want to win, you probably stood something like this. You'd be in a position of strength. Stay like that for a moment and notice that your back is straight. Your knees are bent slightly. Your stomach muscles probably tightened up by instinct, and your arms are close to your body. The loser would probably be positioned like this. Let's try another one. Imagine that you have to push your refrigerator. Just before you push, what do? Go on, try it. You probably keep your back straight, bend your knees slightly, Separate your feet about shoulder width, one slightly ahead of the other, to get some leverage. Well, that's the position of strength. You would be using all of your power and saving your back at the same time. Here's an interesting situation, the everyday task of brushing your teeth. But as you can see, this person is putting a lot of strain on her lower back. Her legs are straight, she doesn't look like she's using any stomach power, and she's not supporting herself with her free hand. If she does this every day, she's really abusing her back. Now watch this and see the difference. This time, her knees are bent, which means she's using the thigh power that we talked about earlier. She's also supporting herself with her free hand, taking any strain off her lower back. This position right here is much better for her back. Now, how about you try it? Stand up behind your chair and imagine you're standing in front of your bathroom sink brushing your teeth. Now try using the position of strength that you see up on the screen. Get used to the feeling of using stomach and thigh power, and try supporting yourself whenever you can, especially when you bend over. Okay, everybody can stand up straight and relax and watch this. How many times have you lifted things out of the trunk of a car like this? This fellow's knees are straight, no thigh power. He's reaching into the trunk without supporting himself, and he's going to lift those groceries with only the strength in his arms. Again, this is really putting a great deal of strain on his lower back. Now, look at this. This time, he bends his knees, his stomach muscles tighten up, and he supports himself with his free hand. He also slides the bag of groceries toward him to get the load closer to his body, and then he picks up the bag. Much safer and much easier on his back. Now, you try it. Use your chair again, and imagine you're reaching into the trunk of your car. Bend your knees, tighten your stomach muscles, get down closer to the bags, support yourself, and slide the bag toward you. Now pick up the bag and stand up straight. That's using the position of strength. Okay, please have a seat again. And take a look in your guide on page 3 at the section called Body Movement Inventory. Fill out the short survey by listing some of the things you do throughout your day at home, work, or any place where you could use the position of strength. For example, you pull when you're starting a lawnmower, or you may bend getting in and out of a car. Common everyday movements where you could use the position of strength. Well, let's see how you made out. When I did this, I listed things like pulling the garage door down or reaching while I'm on a ladder, kind of like what Donna's doing out there. I also thought about how I bend and work in awkward positions. Now, that's when stomach power is really important. This survey made me realize how I twist for my phone at work all the time. So, I moved my phone. The point is this. A back problem is the result of everything you do wrong to your back throughout your life. If you want to avoid future back problems, you have to make sure every movement you make protects your back, not just when you're lifting, but whenever you do anything. So now you have the position of strength, along with the position of comfort and relaxation therapy to help you avoid getting injured. And that was the main goal of Section 2 in the course. So let's keep going, and let me tell you about the great stuff we did in Section 3, the exercise part of the course. Hold on one second. Oh, hi, Paul.
Hi, Bob.
How you doing?
Good, I got your tools.
What tools?
The ones I borrowed from you 2 months ago.
I didn't know you had these.
Yeah.
I thought I lost them. Well, great. Put them over there on the couch.
Okay.
How you been, Paul?
Hey, I'm all right.
Oh, Paul, I'm glad to see you do that.
What?
The way you set that box down. You used the position of strength.
Bob, what are you talking about?
Your back was straight, your knees were slightly bent, the box was close to your body. You didn't just reach out and set it down.
Hey, don't get me wrong, Bob, but why do you care about that?
Well, I just went through this healthy back course at work, and they showed us a lot of new things about backs. And now I'm just trying to help my friends treat their backs right.
Thanks, Bob. I'm glad I'm doing things right. And I'm glad you're concerned.
Well, I just think back care is pretty important.
You know, I've had a lot of problems with my back in the past, so I just figured it's got to change. It's got to stop. So I've been trying to do things right, and I've been trying to learn all I can.
Well, that's great. How you been doing? Have you hurt yourself at all lately?
Not really. I've made some changes, and I've been real careful. Now, I don't think I know as much about backs as you do, but I haven't pulled anything in a while. You know, though, I still do have a little stiffness in my neck and my back. I think it's from driving a lot. I don't know.
You know, I have something for that. Listen, since you're interested, you have a couple of minutes?
Yeah, sure. What do you got?
Why don't you have a seat there for a second?
Okay.
This is great timing. I was going to tell you about Section 3 of this class, but now I can tell Paul, and you folks can listen in. Paul, I've got some great videotapes that they showed us at work. They show some exercises that you can use to help your back. Would you like to try some?
Hey, I'm lucky if I can bend over and touch my shins. It's got to help, right?
Yeah, you bet it will. You know, besides lifting and moving things right, stretching is very important to keeping your back in good shape. You have to be flexible if you want to avoid hurting your back.
Well, I know, Bob, but isn't it normal for us to get a little stiffer as we get older?
Well, it may be normal, but who says we have to do what everyone else does, especially when there's something we can do about it?
Hey, I got to agree.
Yeah, we may not be as flexible as we were when we were kids. With the everyday stress and tension that we all have, it's easy to see why our muscles tighten up. Just think about how you feel when you've been sitting in a traffic jam, or after you've been driving for 4 or 5 hours. You have to stretch and relax if you want to keep your muscles flexible.
Oh, boy, I know. My back and my neck get so sore when I've been on the road all day.
Well, you know, the great thing about the stretches on this tape, you don't have to be a gymnast to do them. They're very easy, and they're designed just for people like you and me.
Sounds good. Let's give it a shot.
Okay. Now, the first thing about stretching is that it's a very gentle process. You should try to relax and take your time. You can't rush through this. The next thing is, don't bounce when you're stretching. Bouncing can pull or even tear a muscle. And also, remember to breathe.
Breathe?
Yeah, breathe. Don't hold your breath. Your body needs that oxygen. And the last thing is avoid pain at any cost. When you stretch, you should only go as far as a point of mild tension, never pain. Stop any exercise if it hurts, okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Also, Paul, don't try to impress me by stretching any further than is comfortable. If you're worried at all about a stretch, say it hurts your back a little, just lie in the starting position and skip that one for now. Just stay in the position of comfort.
What's that?
You'll find out when I start the tape. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you folks to join me and Paul in doing these stretches. I think you'll like them. They're really easy to do, and they make you feel great. Some of you, though, may wonder whether or not you should participate. Well, you should not do these stretches if you have had recent surgery or some other physical concern. You know best what restrictions your medical professional may have given you. Really, pain is the best indicator. If something you do causes pain, then stop. This should feel good, not hurt. So for those of you with a physical restriction, you have two choices while the rest of the group does the stretches. First, you could join us on the floor and lie in the position of comfort. That's what we'll be doing a lot of the time anyway. Or you could just watch the videotape. Then later, when you're able to stretch, you'll be familiar with the routine and ready to go.